Hey, YouTube. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So excited to have you join me at the table again today. We are going to continue our conversation with LinkedIn profiles. Specifically, we're going to talk about our headline, why it's important, how to garner that attention from those recruiters, from those hiring managers, and how to do it. So, pull up a chair, sit down, relax. So excited to have you join us. Hey, YouTube. Thanks for joining me. So, today we're going to talk about the LinkedIn profile. Specifically, we're going to talk about the headline, why it's important, where you need to start doing your research, and really diving into what it means to set up your headline and optimize your headline so that you can draw in those recruiters and those hiring managers to meet your industry specifically. Now, our channel focuses on IT, cybersecurity, and project management, but this kind of goes across the board for any industry. The same methodology works across. So follow along with me. I promise it's going to be super easy, but there are a couple things that you do need to know. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Your LinkedIn headline really needs to focus in on your industry specifically. You need to make sure that you're talking to a hiring manager or a recruiter. And the best way to do that is to make sure to use industry specific terminology. What I really mean by that is let's take project management for an example. In the project management world, you will find other project managers by using that specific wording. Now, when I go to LinkedIn and I go into project manager here in the search bar and I search for jobs, this is industry standard naming conventions. This is very critical and very important. And the reason why we're talking about this is because your headline is one of those searchable fields on LinkedIn. So whenever someone types in project manager here, it will look inside the headline as well as a couple other areas that we're going to talk about later. For this instance, let's talk about project manager. You will see here that there's multiple different project managers across the board in our industry. You have project managers, you have different levels of project managers, you have project leads, you have IT project managers, healthcare project managers, construction project managers. The list can go on and on and on, but something they all have in common is the word project and the word manager. Now, LinkedIn, it's kind of weird how it operates and how it works. But when you type in project manager here in the search bar, it's actually doing two things. It's looking for the word project, looking for the word manager, and it's doing the combination of the two. So it's doing individual word search and the combined word search at the same time. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence whenever you're typing in multiple words into the search bar, that you're actually pulling up the right stuff. Now, another example that I'm going to use, and this is going to be my cybersecurity side of the house, is going to be a CISO or a Chief Information Security Officer. Now, that job has a shorthand name for it, CISO. Also has a long form name. So if I were to go down here and take a look at this, I see Chief Information Security Officer, but then there's a bunch of other stuff that comes up as well. And it's probably because inside of the job description that's listed here, it has something along the lines of CISO somewhere in that job title. Now, when you're doing your specific building of your headline, every industry is going to be a little bit different. You can use shorthand, you can use the long form. It really depends specifically on your industry. So make sure and focus in on that and make sure you understand. The easiest way to do that, search. Go to LinkedIn, look at other profiles, look at other industry leaders that you are following on LinkedIn and see what they're using. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, for mine specifically, I have very specific keywords that I use, and that's important because what we're going to do is we're going to build on this. You build your headline first. Those are your industry standards. From there, it's going to resonate throughout the rest of your profile. Make sure you get this right the first time. It all starts here. An example of this, I'm going to go down. We're going to take a look at my About section. We're going to open it up, and you will see my specific profile talks about the things I used in my headline. Now, we're going to talk about the About section in a different video, but for this one, just to kind of touch on it, the reason why we do this is because if you're talking to a recruiter or a hiring manager, you're gaining their interest right off the bat. Once you've got them, now you need to draw them in a little more. And how you do that is you use those job titles, those very specific keywords, and you expound upon it. How are you a fill in the blank, whatever that may be? All right, that's going to cover it for today's video. We're going to talk about experience next. Why is that important? How we're going to draw in that recruiter just a little bit more to show them that you are the best candidate for the position they're looking for. Thanks so much for joining me at the table today. Cannot wait to have you come back.